What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday once again. It is time for a 20-minute logo redesign challenge, and tonight I'm going to be taking on the Marriott logo. This is a logo that personally I've never really liked that much, so I am excited to tackle it, but I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. Before we get started, please remember to hit like and subscribe at the bottom, and also click the bell for notifications to be notified every time I upload new content. Now let's get started. All right, so I got Illustrator opened up here, and I also have their Marriott's logo history. So let's going all the way back to 1976. You can see that for the most part, it pretty much has not changed at all. So the thing that I like about the Marriott logo, and it's really the only thing, is its recognizability, because you can tell that the typography, the lettering, it's all custom. I've never seen this font anywhere else. This is obviously just for Marriott. So you know, with the exception of I can't stand the combination of this original, you know, like this original like nice like symbol, I guess, just for lack of a better term, this symbol with this super clean, trendy font that was going around in the early 2010s, I mean, you know, all of them: Gotham, Railway, Montserrat, like, I mean, just all of these same ones that are just like, you know, you could type it out in anything and, you know, it just would not, you know, it's just not original. It's not original at all. So, let's see how much better I can do. This, you know, like, well, basically we'll just make sure that I'm not just talking smack here. All right. So, I have written down 3 fonts from Adobe Fonts that I'd actually like to try out. And let's see, Rockwell Nova. I'd like to try that one. And I'll just put these down before I start my timer. Let's see, let's say the whole thing right there. And then another one is Casablanca. I just thought it looked interesting with the Marriott in writing, and then also that also the M, and then also I want to go completely in a different direction and try Tangier, because it just looked interesting to me. Like, you know, if you see it in like Lorem Ipsum right here, it looks like, you know, like a baseball font or something, but for some reason it just looked really like fancy, and I kind of liked it. So I do want to try at some point in the video, I'd like to try something with all 3 of these. So let me go over here to my timer, and I'm gonna go to start, and I've got 20 minutes. So the first thing that I want to do is I actually do want to start with this one right here, this Casablanca one. So the thing with hotels is that you want to, you know, like, you really want to make sure that you communicate, you know, hospitality. And then in Marriott's case, you know, they're a little bit more of an upscale brand. So you definitely want to, you know, show, like, you know, some of that luxury appeal and things like that. It's got to be nice and classy. So I'm going to fix a little bit of this kerning here, just a little bit. And I can't stand the spacing. Actually, I can't stand those 2 T's next to each other. I already don't like that. So let me try maybe like an all caps or something. Okay, I do like that better, but I think that it may work better. That's interesting. I think it may work better as all of them in all caps. And somebody is closing the garage door right underneath my feet. Sorry if you can hear that. Okay, so this one right here, and let's click on optical and see what happens when we do that. Okay, so the only thing that I see here that really stands out to me is kind of the spacing in between these letters. This right here, I'm not too big a fan of how perfect that O is. I'm not really a big fan of this in general. Like, I think it looked better on the Adobe Fonts site, but I do at least want to give it a fair shot for like the word hotels. So let's say 300 for here, and then maybe half the size, 150 right here. Actually, we may even go smaller than half size. So hotels, resorts, and suites. And the only problem that I'm really seeing with this is the fact that once you, it is a bit of a it's a bit of a bold font, which is good, but also like, I think it might be a little bit too fun looking for Marriott, like as a brand. Marriott covers a lot of different properties. Let me just color sample that red right there. Okay, so, and then also you want to make sure that you can make, you know, make something similar out of this M, and let's see if we can do that. I just want to kind of borrow, for lack of a better term, that same general concept. And let's see what we can accomplish if we do this. I think we actually can do something here, so just kind of do that. The only problem that I have with this is that it just looks like a W flipped upside down. And then also in here, it just looks a little bit too... Actually, I don't mind it that much, but the problem is having the symbol and the and that M anywhere close to each other. It looks like it's just another instance of that M itself. So, but I do want to, let me try this. I just kind of had this idea, and like I say, you know, try every idea that you get, because you never know what you might come across and like. So I just want to see what this looks like if we do this. Okay, yeah, that's not working for me. Okay, not at all. I am going to grab this and put it up here. The next one I want to try, let's really, really go outside the box here. So this M, what I'd like to do here, you know, the problem with any type of cursive or like script font or anything like that is it really is the kerning, because you can't really do too much with it, you know, like without messing it up. Let me show you what optical looks like. So like optical, like they still are kind of touching, but they're not touching the way that the designer intended those letters to touch. So it's best to just leave it alone. So for something like this, I would, I wouldn't go with that font. I would go with, let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, Rockwell Nova. What would it look like if we did a balance between these two right here? This also needs to be red, so let's do that. And so we'll make this, let's see, 200. We'll make this 50, looks like. So I actually do like this. This is nice. And I wonder, really, I just wonder if you even need well, actually, yeah, I think you do. I think all hotels need an emblem of some sort. So if you were to do this, maybe we'll get away from the circle and let's just make a square. Like a perfect square right here. Let's grab that M, bring it forward, and then color it white. Because I think it is nice. And what you could even do is you could even go like, you know, like where the box itself perfectly contains that letter M. Sorry, I didn't mean to stretch it. There we go. So let's go to 5-inch, and we'll make this 5-inch, and then we'll just tailor it to this particular letter, and then grab the shape and then add maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I'm going to add 1 inch to the width and the height. And then since we've got some curving going on, let's maybe slightly curve this. That way we've got some kind of a stamp, you know, like of that M right there. And I could easily see this going on like a name tag or something like that. So if you were to say, you know, Julie, I just made up that name, but it also made me think of the Santa Claus. Any fans of the Santa Claus out there? Or no, not Julie. What am I thinking about? It's too late. Judy. Sorry, Judy. My gosh, if my wife were here right now, she would kill me for getting that name wrong. Okay. So in honor of Judy, I'm going to say Judy. Okay. And right now, I'm really going off on a tangent. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be designing the logo. So, sorry. I'm just having a little bit too much fun with this. There we go. So you can see that could easily work. And as a name tag. I think that's interesting, actually. And what you could do here, you could do this just for the name tag and just have the rounded corners on that side. But I do like this, and I like the combination of those two fonts together. I actually think they work really well together. So let me get some kerning in on this. And let's see, hotels. Need to open up the kerning a little bit here. So sometimes you have to tighten it up, and other times you have to really open it up. It just depends on what letters are going together. The goal is to make it look like it was designed that way. Stylistically designed to be that way for all of you Star Wars fans out there. Okay. Yesterday was Star Wars Day. Sorry, I missed that by one day. Okay, so Marriott right there. I actually really like that script font right there. So let me put Judy over here. Send that to the back. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to try. I just needed to fill that in with white. Okay, so I actually do like this a lot. Let me grab our emblem real quick and just kind of bring this over here. I think that if you were to put this together, you would need to, like, you've gotta, the challenge is always finding a way to really make it work together with each other. And the way that they do it over here, they make it a lot smaller, and it's also a little bit more abstract. So it's not the full shape of the letter M. So what we could do here is maybe stretch it out to here and then see what that looks like. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think it's a little bit too, there we go. So let's just kind of bring it up to where it's about right there. That way it's nice and abstract. And I am liking that, although it's a little bit low. So let's bring it up just a touch. It's pretty cool. You could also, those darn script fonts, they can really work against you sometimes. Okay. Okay, I don't think that works. Okay. Let's see, how much time how am I doing on time? Okay, I've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm good. All right, so I would like to give this one a shot now. So let's try Rockwell Nova as the font itself, and I may actually try, let me see what they look like. One in all caps, and then also, okay, so this is actually nice. I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite so far. I actually like it so much that I'm going to get rid of the all caps version. So let's just pretend for a minute that that logos don't actually need like an emblem or an official brand mark, and you can just use a logo type. Okay, so we're just gonna just type out the word Marriott, and I think that I am gonna make those serifs touch. I want to experiment to see if maybe there's any way we can kind of symbolize hotel or hospitality within this typeface. Let's see if I can find anything. Oops. Go, wait, not that. Okay, let's come this way over here. And then since that A and the R are touching, I think that I may make those two T's touch each other. Okay, so is there anything in here, any kind of hidden imagery that we can kind of pull out of here? You know, like really any designer's dream is to hope that you put letters together, and basically like the FedEx logo happens, where it just happens to be that there's an arrow in there, and it's always up for debate. You know, did they plan on that, or was it just an accident? So I don't know, but if it was an accident, then obviously the universe was on their side. Let me see. So hotels, you know, obviously buildings. I think of, you know, I think of elevators. I think of beds. You know, lamps. You know, like I know that Motel 6 for a while, their slogan was, you know, like what is it? We'll leave the light on for you. So like they had the pull cord sound effect and the lamp, the light turning on. So that was pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I think I've got something. Let me see how well I can pull this off in 7.5 minutes, just under 7.5 minutes. So let's outline, ungroup, and I want to try something here. So this is interesting right here. You can see that this O is not a perfect circle. So I'm going to make this exact same size, and then I'm going to make a moon out of this. So I think that symbolizes, you know, kind of like hospitality, sleeping, you know, things like that. And it may work, it may not. Let's see how it looks when we do our alignment. Okay. I think that it needs to be a little bit more obvious that it's an O. So let's bring this. This will kind of maybe, and then we can always go in and rotate. But I like the idea overall. So let's grab this, align it to the bottom, get rid of that O. Okay, that's definitely better. It's definitely better. Let's see. Something tells me it should be going the other way. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's great because we've got that balance of that negative space right there. Okay, so this is like, I do like this. The only thing is, I wonder, there's two things that immediately come to mind. One is that it's a little bit too cutesy for Marriott in general. Like, we're talking about a brand that, you know, offers hospitality and things like that. Like, you know, they obviously want you to choose them over their competitors. And there are other hotel chains that definitely have cutesy type of branding and everything. I just don't know if it's going to work for Marriott. And then it also makes me question if this is actually recognizable from a distance. And there's something that's telling me that it's just not. And the other concern is that that people might mistake it for a cookie instead of a moon, especially if you were to put any kind of visual elements in there that would make it look like cookie crumbs. So so those are really my two main concerns. So I think that I'm gonna leave it just as the O and not be so cutesy with it. So let's get this back to where it was, or at least as close as we can. And then I'm going to kind of flesh out this typography a little bit, and then get our hotels, resorts, and suites underneath there. I like the idea of doing it in small caps, so I think I'm going to try that. So let's go. There we go. That's good. Let's make this all red so we can actually see what the brand color looks like, and then go all caps or small caps. That's looking cool, actually. All right, so let's get this down to 50. And definitely need to clean up some of this kerning here. I'm probably running out of time. Okay, I've got a little under 4 minutes left, so I think I've got enough. And I may even try, just so we can say we did, to do some kind of a brand mark with that with this M. Since it's a slab serif, it's definitely going to be a little bit, you know, it's going to be more geometrical, and it's going to allow us to make something a little bit more, you know, like a stamp, and, you know, something that can either be a square or a circle or something like that. I'm definitely going to go in and lower those bullet points. So I think -5 works just fine for that. All right. So convert that to outline. I'm gonna move this over here just so I still have a type version of it. And then let's get our alignment exactly the way it needs to be. And let's go to our alignment panel over here. And definitely need some more space, maybe a 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch actually. I think we can easily push that down a 1/2 inch. Good. All right, so let's look at our width. So our width, let's move that up to 8 inches and then move this to say, 7 inches. And then push this back down a 1/2 inch. Okay, I do want to try, I've got some time. I want to try to make some kind of a mark out of this M just by itself. And maybe, since it is a slab serif, we may be able to get away with doing some kind of abstract thing going on here. So let's put this inside of the square, align it, send the square to the back. Okay. I actually do like all of that negative space around it because it really gives it a nice strong feel. So I wonder, I just want to kind of see this real quick and see what it looks like as it's going outside of here. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I'm not too crazy about it. It kind of looks like IVI. Right there, and there's not really there's no significance to Marriott with regards to that. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this, and I actually do kind of like that, mainly because I like the font a lot. Let's see, the height of this is that 1.6692. So let's do that, and then just divide it by 2. And that doesn't really work. It's difficult when your emblem is a letter, and not some not like some graphical shape or something like that. But it's difficult when it's an actual letter to really make it work well and look good. But I do like this, and then the M, of course, can be used by itself in all kinds of different branding. And you know what? Since we've got just a little bit of time left, why don't we make the name tag for Judy? Judy this time. Judy. Sorry, Judy. Small caps isn't working for me. I'm thinking that maybe something like this. And there's my timer. Okay, let me turn the timer off. All right. And let me just finish up this right here. Okay, so there's our name tag for Judy. All right, so we went from this, something that is definitely recognizable. I will give it that. It's not that I hate the Marriott logo. When I see it from a distance, I know that it's Marriott. Like when I do a lot of driving, when I go into areas where there's a lot of hotels, I definitely recognize the Marriott logo from far away. I think that you could still carry this over with the same colors and still get that recognizability really from any of these. I do want to move this over here because I'm not too big a fan of it. But I would say that out of the 3 of these, I don't know, the most original one to me seems like this one right here. It's also got that nice upscale, luxurious font going for it. So, but I think really any of them could work. But I think my favorite is this one. Second place is the slab serif, and then third place is the Casablanca font. So anyway, so out of the 3 of these, which one is your favorite? Let me know down in the comments. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching me redesign that Marriott logo. Certainly challenging because for one, it's hard to change a brand that is already so recognizable. Even from a distance, I know when I'm seeing the Marriott logo, even if I'm very, very far away. So it's difficult to tackle a rebrand like that, and also difficult when you don't really know too much about the brand itself. So, but I appreciate you watching along with me. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and also click the bell for notifications to be notified every time I upload new content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.